Hutchby and Jacobs here on TalkSPORT. Now, Gillingham Town play in Division 3, central and east side of the Kent County League. But despite that, they boast the involvement of two Arsenal players, one Brazilian international, the other Croatian international, and indeed the son of Gilberto Silva has been turning out for the team. There's a very heavy Brazilian influence at the club, and here to tell us more, the director at the club, Alex Fernandez. Good afternoon, Alex.
Good afternoon, guys.
You've got some exalted names there, of course. So how did all this come about?
I'm friends with Eduardo and Denilson for over 10 years, and when I got myself involved with the football club about 2 to 3 years ago, I wanted to do more than just have a football team. We wanted to do a whole project for the community. So I started speaking with Denilson and Eduardo and explained the project that we wanted to do, how we wanted to help the community and help our players on and off the pitch. And they agreed to come on board as the club's ambassador.
Fantastic. And Denilson, he's in Brazil, isn't he? He's got his own academy there. But you're hoping to sort of establish a link with him, is that right?
Yes, so Denilson, he's back in Brazil. Obviously, he's training to come back to football, and he will be launching his football academy in January 2021. And we've made a partnership with them where we're going to send our football coaches from England to go to Brazil and help them implement the English football into his academy, because that's what he wants to do. He wants to bring that English football mentality into his academy, and we'll also be looking at bringing some of their players to UK to train over here, and then maybe have friendly matches against other football clubs around England, and hopefully, who knows, one or two might get picked up by his scouts.
The current side you have, Alex, they've got a bit of a Brazilian flavour to them, haven't they? As we mentioned, Gilberto Silva's lad, but beyond that, you've got other Brazilians in the team.
Yeah, so we have a mixture of, the Brazilian community and also the local community. So we have a good balance of, the English football, if you doubt, clear it out, and we have the Brazilian flair up front.
How does that mix? I mean, has it been difficult for the coaches to kind of get the balance of that right?
I think it works perfectly because, we try to put the Brazilian players up front to, have that flair, the Brazilian flair up front. And then from midfield and defensive wise, then we have the English players, that will go in for hard tackles. We have a great centre back, Stephen Tolber, who is he's played a good level, and now he just bosses our centre back over there. So the mixture has been really incredible to watch. Going up front is the Brazilian flair, and then when other teams are attacking, you get the hard tackles going in and out.
So how successful has that been? It sounds good. I mean, in terms of league position and things like that.
So we had a really great pre-season. We played clubs that were playing leagues higher than us, and we actually managed to beat them. But unfortunately, we lost a few players just as the league started. So the first half wasn't the greatest. But on the second half of the season, when we started picking it up, when we got our group back together, unfortunately, we was hit by COVID-19 and we had to stop and we couldn't progress. It was a big step for us moving from the Rochester district to the Kent County League. And our objectives was to finish mid-table, and we were working towards that, and I believe we would have achieved that target if COVID-19 hadn't hit us.
Just one final one, Alex. What's your story? I mean, you originally from Brazil. How long have you been in the UK? And you talked about the Brazilian population. Is there a big Brazilian population in that area?
Yep. So I moved to England with my parents when I was 12, and obviously I grew up in London. And there's a massive population in London, and when I moved to England, I struggled to find myself a club to play football. And what we're trying to implement now is to give that support to young people, young generation who moves over to different countries with their parents, to source a better life. And we want to help them on and off the pitch, not just as, when they play football, but also we want to help them with education. And we want to help them progress either as a football player or as a personal education.
Sure.
Finally, for me, you've got another business with Eduardo that's quite interesting, isn't it? You're basically, is this true? You're hoping to replace plastic toothbrushes with bamboo toothbrushes.
Yeah, so, we all know that climate change right now is a big problem, and we need to act. Plastic pollution is a great threat to marine life and also to humans. I was speaking with Eduard, and we was talking about it, and we decided to take on this personal project to try and raise awareness about the climate change, the plastic pollution, and we want to use football and use Eduardo's connections and the sport avenue to raise that awareness, because there's not a lot talk about climate change in the football world. We sat down and we said, how can we, raise this awareness and make it an organically transition from plastic to a self-sustainable product. And we thought, let's start with a toothbrush, because, everyone uses toothbrush. It's such an easy change, to change from a plastic toothbrush to a bamboo toothbrush. And that simple change has a gigantic impact in terms of reducing the plastic use and the plastic pollution. If you think about it, every year worldwide, over 3 billion toothbrushes are used worldwide, and 80% of that ends up in the sea or landfills. So when you make that simple swap from plastic to bamboo, you're making a huge impact, a positive impact to the world.
Yeah, well, a good place to start. Good to talk to you, Alex. Good luck to you there. And also, with the club, we will keep in touch as more Brazilians come in. It's a fascinating story. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.
Gillingham Town's Alex Bernandes, one of the directors there, a kind of right-thinking club. This is a club that was born out of basically keeping homeless people busy in the area, having an outlet for homeless people. So that's how Gillingham Town came about as a club. So, yeah, more power to them. Fantastic. And we'll keep an eye on what they get up to.